a disposable world, essential items of lasting beauty are increasing in worth. Experience the fulfillment of creating heirlooms for succeeding generations with your own hands.
Hi, my name is Frank Strazza with the Plowshare School of Woodworking. Today I'm going to show you how I make a spoon from a tree. So I cut this tree down yesterday, and I like this tree because it's got some nice straight grain. It's actually Chinaberry, which is really a weed type tree, but I think it'll make a nice spoon. It's got some nice grain here, so I cut it down and I'm gonna buck it to length here, if we can do it without getting hurt. Let's see, we'll just cut this part off right here. And this is something that we can pull right out of the woods. So here we go, I think this will work. Now there's a little bit of a knot here, but if we cut it again right here, you get a nice straight piece. Make a great spoon. I want to talk a little bit about the process and the woods that we'll be using. Let's see, I've got some different woods here. This is what we'll start with, and this is what we'll end up with right here. I've got several different species here. This one is one I made out of peach wood. This is walnut, hackberry, chinaberry, all different woods in different shapes and sizes, and oftentimes the log will actually denote the shape and the size. First of all, let's start with the material. I've got a piece of hackberry here. Let's see, we've got some pecan. Here's a piece of pecan here. Pecan works well. Even chinaberry. Here's a piece of chinaberry. Actually cut this down out of the wood. Some of these others I got out of the firewood pile. And that's the great thing about this, is you can use small pieces that you find in the firewood pile. There's a couple things that you want to look for though when you're selecting wood. And one is you want to look at the grain. And you can see by looking at this bark here, you can see how the bark is fairly straight. So that means inside the grain is going to be fairly straight right here. So you see this is nice and straight, so this should split well. Here's a piece of hackberry, and hackberry oftentimes can have knots and things in it. You can see there's a knot right there, and it may split all right, but you may have some problems with that. Some of the woods that you don't want to use are woods such as this one here that's got a big knot. Although you can try to split it, it's going to pose a problem and it may not work. Another wood here is this piece of, I believe this is pecan, but I may be wrong. Sometimes difficult to tell, but this is dry, very dry. Actually so dry, you'll see here it's starting to rot. And I can tell that by these black lines. That's actually spalted, which is the stage right before it's ready to rot. So you'll notice I'm using here all green wood. This is green woodworking. It's very important to use green wood for this. So if you go to the firewood pile, make sure that the wood has been freshly cut, that it's still wet on the end, and that will work the best.